Hey guys, today we're going to talk about my absolute favorite poker site in the world. It's the one I put in most of my volume on. I've been playing on it for since it was Bodog back in 2007 or 2008. Became Bovada for a while. Now it's Ignition. Now Bovada's back. But we're going to talk about Ignition because that's the site that I've been playing on since it existed, and I just love everything about this site. If it wasn't for Ignition, man, I don't even know if I'd be playing online poker anymore. It is that good. Now, let's just go through a few main keys first, and then we'll go through some things in a little bit more detail. First of all, the games are anonymous. You'll notice when you go to a table, you will be assigned a number, and you will keep that number throughout the entire tournament you're playing in, or in a cash game, every time you get on a new cash game table, you will be given the number of your seat, basically. Nobody knows who you are once you move to a different table, and nobody can track you. It's like sitting down in a casino for the first time with strangers. Now, on the other hand, there's not much in the way of rewards. With the VIP system they have, you get about 3% rake back if you average it out. They give you some tournament tickets, sit and go tickets, things like that. But that's not even important because your win rate will be highest on this site among all the other US facing sites for sure. It's just one of the softest sites. It's one of the few places you'll still find a lot of recreational players and fish. And that is the main reason I play there, is because I want to have the highest win rate possible. As far as traffic goes, it's the #1 in the US. There's no site with more traffic. Second after this would be the Winning Poker Network, but by far #1 is Ignition Poker. Now it's impossible to tell for sure because, it's anonymous, it's hard to track players, but I can tell when I'm playing the cash games versus this site and other sites that I never have trouble finding a game at all stakes at all hours. So it's guaranteed to have the most traffic of any other US facing poker site. And if you're a tournament player, it has absolutely the best tournaments, it has the best schedule, the highest guarantees, the most consistent guarantees, and they have a couple of series every year, and they are really lucrative. The games are soft. If you're looking to be an exclusive tournament player, Ignition, in my opinion, is the place to go. I just wanted to say that if you decide to play on Ignition based on my review, please click the link in the description. It'll take you to the latest bonus page and will tell you exactly what you can get and how to sign up and all the details. It'll pop up immediately. It'll save you having to find the site yourself. Just go directly to the sign up page, click my link in the description. It would help me out tremendously. I appreciate it. Now, who can play on Ignition? Well, unless you live in a regulated state in the US or a state that outlaws online poker, you can play on the site. And I know this might change over time, so I'm not going to tell you exactly what states that are, but a simple Google search will give you that information on what your state and whether you are allowed to play there. You're able to play on either PC, Mac, and you can also play on your mobile device if you want to as well, which is pretty cool. I've tried it. I think it's one table, or it may have changed, but it's actually pretty cool to play on your phone if you're on vacation or whatever, and you don't have any other way to play poker. You fire up some tables, fire up a table, whatever, play in a tournament. It's pretty fun. Let's go ahead and just take a look at some of the features that are on this site. As far as rewards go, now this might be changing. I got an email saying they're going to change it, but as of now, it's about 3% rake back. You have a tiered VIP system. They give you some tickets as you gain points, and it's not much, but it is worth taking advantage of it if you build up. I usually wait till I build up, $30, $40, $50 worth of points, then I'll buy into a bunch of low-level sit and goes and convert that money. Last time I did it, I believe I had something like $40 worth or $35 worth, and I ended up winning like $50 or $60 in sit and goes or tournament winnings. And so I actually did a little bit better than 3%. But if you just win exactly the value that your points are worth at face value, it's exactly about 3%. If you're a really good sit and go or tournament player, it could be more like 5 or 6%. So that's something to keep in mind. So let's just go through a few of the features. If you'll look at the settings tab right here, and you'll notice that there's a few different options for choosing backgrounds. A bunch of different colors basically. You can pick through 4 different types of decks. I prefer the 4 colored deck like this one. And then you can choose between 2 different card backs. It's either black or orange. I like to see orange because if somebody folds and I'm black, sometimes it'll blend into my background because I have a gray background and I won't know that they folded or not folded, I mean. And there's nothing worse than playing a hand and realizing there's 3 players in a hand when really you only thought there was 2, right? You can either have sounds on or off. I choose to have sounds off, but it's the standard sounds that you'll see on a poker site. You can block the chat. I believe this serves no purpose anymore. I don't think there's any chats on the table anymore. There's no chatting. There's no chat box that I've seen lately, so that just hasn't been removed apparently. As far as gameplay settings go, it's a lot of the standard stuff. You'll notice that there's not quite as many features that you'll see on some of the poker sites out there that are focused on, catering to the regs or whatever. But there are a few fun features that they've added for recreational players, like rabbit cards, where you can see what the next card is after you fold. And there's these pretty cool animations if you want them on your table when you want a big hand, stars or dollar signs will fall from the sky, whatever. It's pretty cool, but I don't even care about that. I'd rather have the games play faster and not be laggy at all, so I don't even turn that on. You can choose your preferred seating on every single size table that you play on. You can choose your default buy-in. That's a pretty cool feature. The only thing that they don't have on this site, this network, that I wish they would implement is an automatic rebuy on your cash game tables. If you happen to lose your entire stack, it's very, very hard to rebuy quick enough before it sits you out. And so you'll miss some hands, potentially. And that's pretty annoying. Now I'm going to show you a way to help not have that happen once I pull up a couple example tables here in a little bit. So the support on Ignition is really good. It's top notch. Anytime I've had any kind of issue or whatever, I'll contact them via either via email. Email is usually my go-to. If it's something urgent, they do have a chat now feature. If you go to their website, and they instantly answer any questions. And they're pretty good about getting back to you very, very quickly and taking care of whatever needs to be taken care of in a courteous manner. I've never had any kind of issues in however many years I've been playing on this site. I would say I've probably contacted them 10 times in more than 10 years, and I've never ever been disappointed in the customer service. You'll see the software is pretty clean. We'll see. I'm going to play some sample hands here on a cash game table in a little bit, and you'll see how clean it is. But it's a really clean, smooth, modern-looking design. The tables run fairly smoothly. It's attractive. I would say it's probably about average to slightly above average now. There are sites that are better, but it's not bad. It's not going to be something that's a factor that's going to make you just not want to be on this site anymore. So let's just run through the games that are available. You'll notice there's zone poker, and basically that's just fast fold poker, which means, when you're playing on a table, you basically are playing as part of a player pool. You can choose your buy-in, and then you tell it how many tables you want to play on. You can either play on 1 or 2 for each stake, up to a maximum of 4, I believe. So 2 different stakes with 4 total tables. And by the way, the maximum cash game tables or sit and goes on this site at once is no more than 4, whereas scheduled tournaments are unlimited. You can play as many as you can pull up on your table at one time. So you choose your buy-in, then basically it puts you as part of a player pool on Zone Poker. And then every time you fold, you're moved to a different table with a whole new group of players, and it's all anonymous. You don't know who anybody is every time, so there's no HUDs or anything like that, which means heads-up displays that give you stats on other players. Standard cash games are no longer where you actually pick your own table. There's automatic seating, so what you do is you click how many players you want to be on a table, what size table you want. You want to play no limit, pot limit, fixed limit. What type of game do you want to play? Omaha, Hold'em, or Omaha High-Low? And then basically you click next, and then you select whatever stake you want to play, and it automatically seats you on a table. And stakes range for no limit from 5 NL all the way up to 2,000 NL, which is $10, $20. And you can pretty much find a game. I don't have enough money in my account to pull up a game, but you know, if I wanted to sit down at a 5-10 table, I'm going to be able to find a game at all hours of the day. I don't want to accidentally post a blind here, so I'm going to get off this table, but I just want to show you that I instantly pulled up a $5, $10 table here, and it was no problem at all. Now let's look at sit and goes real quick. You're going to be able to find action again. The sit and goes are not going to be as busy as they used to be on any site, but if you want to be a sit and go player, you can still play hyper turbos, standard sit and goes, you know, 3 table sit and goes, whatever you want to play. There are games available. And heads up action is actually probably the most populated thing you can do. It's the most populated thing right now that you can do. And you can pretty much, just about any stake you want, you could probably find a heads up sit and go. Yeah, there's a guy sitting at a $210 buy-in right now waiting on somebody to play with him. So if you're a mid or high stakes sit and go player, heads up player, you can definitely get games on this site. It's no problem. And they're probably, and I don't have any experience playing the higher or mid stakes heads up sit and go, so I don't know how soft they are. But if you look at the overall theme of the site, I imagine you're going to find some fish and whales playing those higher stakes as well. And a recent addition in the last couple of years was jackpot sit and goes. And you guys probably know what these are. When you sit down at a table, it'll spin a wheel and you'll be given a random amount of money to play for. And if you'll look, you can buy in for 50 cents all the way up to $60. And this is the maximum jackpot that you can win. I like Ignition's jackpots a little bit better than some of the other sites. While the top end prize isn't as high, it's a lot easier to beat because you're going to have a lot more of those mid-range values. All the money isn't going into paying off these $1 million jackpots or whatever. So I've actually found these to be really lucrative. I actually play these when I'm going to use my poker points or VIP points or whatever. Tournament schedule is my favorite of all the poker sites. As you'll see here, I'll just scroll through it real quick. You'll see that you'll have these larger guaranteeds going on every night. And then on the weekends, of course, it grows even more. And yeah, we're in May right now. There's no big series or anything going on right now, but you can see a lot of the higher guarantees are going on. So if you were a mid stakes or high stakes tournament player, you're going to be able to play a handful to 10 of these every day, right? Every night. And you have to play them to believe them, how soft they are. It's unbelievable even today. And I'm recording this in 2020, man, and these things are still soft. So if you want the softest tournaments possible, you definitely want to be playing on Ignition. If you're a casino player, if you like to do a little bit of blackjack or something on the side, you're going to have every option you could possibly want to have is going to be on Ignition Casino as well. So as for banking on Ignition, it's really pretty straightforward. There's several options you can use. I prefer Bitcoin. And actually, I am an affiliate of Coinbase, which is one of the more popular places to get Bitcoin, and I highly recommend it. But if you sign up through my link in my description below, you'll get, I believe it's a free $10, and I'll get a free $10. So click the link in the description if you don't have Bitcoin and you want to sign up for it at Coinbase. But they also accept Bitcoin Cash, whatever this is, Zelle. I'm not sure, I never heard of that. That one's new on here. Or you can try and use a lot of the credit card options. Now, credit cards like to decline these kinds of transactions, so it's not really ideal to use those, although I have been able to make those work at sometimes when I was just wanted to deposit 100 or 200 just to do an example video or something, and I didn't have money on the site. It was very easy to deposit. Otherwise, if you're just a regular player and you're playing a lot, I highly recommend getting Bitcoin. Now let's take a look at how the gameplay works in cash games on Ignition Poker. So here I've pulled up 4 cash game tables at 25 and L just to show you how everything looks and works. It's really attractive. You'll notice there's no chat bar. And before I forget, I want to tell you if you need to automatically rebuy, there's no way to do that. But so let's say I bust out and I want to rebuy on this table. I would have to click here, then put in how much I want to buy in for, and then click the buy button. By the time I've done all that, it's already too late, right? So what you do is you just leave this up at all times right here. So if I did happen to bust out, I could just go boom, buy in for 750, whatever your chosen buy-in size is. And I can do that on all of my tables. Say I want to rebuy for the minimum 750 on all my tables. I'll just put that in right there. And God forbid I bust out. I could just click that button rapidly. And I'm gonna go all in right here just to try and I'll throw some money at the tables just for posterity here. If I happen to bust out in these, no big deal. It's only 15 bucks I could potentially lose. Not worried about that. And I can show you how this buy-in thing will work. I will sacrifice it for this video for you, assuming I get called and lose. Nope, I'm up against kings, so watch. Okay, I'm gonna lose, and then I'll instantly rebuy, and I don't have to wait anymore. Pretty cool, huh? So yeah, that was my gift to you on these two hands. Oh, clubs. Yay! We won one. So I got my money. So I didn't have to spend any money for that, even though I am a donkey for those two plays. I did happen to break even, right? So that's pretty funny. But if you look, it's a pretty clean design. If you're wondering what this heads-up display is, this HUD that I have, this is Hold'em Indicator, which is my favorite way to get reads on other opponents. Now, this is an anonymous site, like I said, and you can only have a HUD for session stats. So I only know what people have done since I've sat down at the table via my HUD. So keep that in mind. You're not going to be able to track people long term, but it's invaluable to have this information for just the short term session stats. If you want more information on Hold'em Indicator, I put a link in the description below. It also is great for Tournament Indicator, which will give you some other things like how many big blinds you have, all that good stuff. So click the link in the description to find out more about Hold'em and Tournament Indicator. Oh, there is another way you can gain a HUD, and that is by using a card catcher. Or you can get a hand history converter to use with Hold'em Manager or Poker Tracker. Now, actually, you don't need this software anymore, so I'm not even going to put the links in the description, even though I'm an affiliate of these types of software. All I will say is you need to get Hold'em Manager 3, and then you don't need a card catcher and any of that stuff. And Hold'em Manager 3 is pretty much the most state-of-the-art tracking software out there right now. So I highly recommend investing in it. There's a link in the description for it below, and you'll be all set for HUDs on this site. And it also will auto-convert the hands. I was pretty amazed when I just got the software recently that I didn't have to have that stupid hand history converter anymore. So I was happy about that. And by the way, if you still aren't sure whether this is the right poker site for you, I did a video that compares all the best US sites and will do detailed analysis and tell you exactly which is the best poker site for you. So click the link in the description, or I'll put one in above here, and you can watch that video and find out where is the best and most lucrative place for you to play based on what your goals are and what your play style is. I appreciate everybody watching this video. Please like and subscribe the video. Turn on notifications so you can get more content regarding poker, whether it be reviews or strategy. I appreciate you watching, and have a good day.